Well, hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Kate, and I'm in my nest, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for your care while I've been away. I've been traveling, and I realized I tried to count up. I think I've been away from my nest for 16 days straight, which means it is just a reminder there's no place like home. Always grateful for my travels, and I've been collecting treasures, of course, as well as teaching um, workshops. And today, it was really timely because I bought so much when I was in Nelson, New Zealand, that I actually couldn't bring it all home. And the beautiful Fleur Woods offered to package and post it. So I've got some of my heavy things here. The house is a little bit of a schmozzle, but I've done my first batch of washing, so now it's time to relax. So, how are you going? Have you been um, away recently and know that feeling about what I'm talking about, or are you looking forward to a break ahead? It's yeah, whatever, wherever we are up to in our lives, or whatever our circumstances are, at least we always know that we've got each other and we're here. And I suppose I need to start with gratitude. It is on this day that I have been published in the Embroidery magazine, and it's not about promoting that, but I was humbled, and here we go, my voice is a bit teary, that I am here, I am there, and still going because of this community and the encouragement to join this community. And I'm grateful for those very first conversations and for all the people, so many people who have encouraged and helped me along the way. You know who you are, and I thank you. So I'm going to show you. A combination of things. The first thing I'm going to talking about community is some of you have been here for a very long time, and some of you started watching me as a journaler as I gradually started stitching, and then it turned into Kate can't stop stitching, and now I still can't. So one of those people was Barbara, and Barbara was at the Fleur and Kate course in just recently, and she gifted me beautiful things, and most of all, and I held it when she gave it to me, this book. I just held it to my heart. I'd never seen it before, but there is everything that encapsulates community, belonging, connection, everything. And consequently, I got this today back after having a quick squeeze in New Zealand and then having to pack it away. It says with bold needle and thread. And it's ironic that my work is starting to be called bold. And I happen to love that statement, be brave and bold and true, um, or something like that. Anyway, I love the word bold. Let's be bold, everyone. Anyway, so you may know of this book. I didn't. I've hugged it to my heart already today. It's Adventures in Vintage Needlecraft. And look, it's just a joy to behold. It is the story of Rosemary McLeod, who I just look. Don't we love her? Like, I've got more dangles on mine, but it just resonates in every single way. I know with not just me, but with everybody. I just loved her story. It reminds me of Fleur. It reminds me of all of us who love. So there's many, many chapters in here. But the thing I thought I'd show you, oh my God, look at this, the flower basket sacking bag. That's my little card from Barbara. Thank you so much. Look at that. And it's how to make this bag, and there's the original one. So I just looked at that and I thought, they're the things I love. I don't do it consistently like that, but anyway, thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Rosemary, for your gifts. I've got some things here, I think, I haven't sorted everything out properly. But the beautiful Rosemary, also from Nelson, New Zealand, had been gathering up doilies for me. And I have said, and I will say at the start again, New Zealand, you're lucky because we don't have as many of these ones left. They may not be the right pile. This might be Rosemary's pile. Yes, these ones in particular. Look, yeah, and she had a story. In fact, so sorry. This is Rosemary's pile. There's other ones. I've been look at those. Now my camera stand is pretty droopy and it's dark in the afternoon, so I'm hoping we've got enough light, not too shadowy. But look at those. She knew. Gorgeous. The colour, the vases, the baskets, the butterflies. So much thought and so much beautiful work. And look at these ones. I bought as well as got gifted beautiful things, and I love every one of this. Rosemary smiled particularly when she gave me this one. Look, greetings from Australia, and it was found in New Zealand. So glorious vintage embroideries. These are big ones. So this is going to be a big mismatch, I don't know, of all sorts of things. Okay, I went to Eclectic that I've told you about. I can't remember if I've shared, I can't have shared everything because I didn't have it with me. But in case I have, I apologise, because look at this. Look at this as a supper cloth, and the corners and the linen and the edging. There is everything about this piece that I adore. And I was thrilled to find that at a very reasonable price. So they will go into my very special stash, because you know what I dream of doing. And one day I will get to do these big things. I actually set up a little tonal. I went to a Japanese store when I was in Thailand, and you know me, the eclectic, I found this and I just thought I want to stitch on that. Look at the colours, the pink and the green. And yes, I'm very happy for you all to say it now. Kate, you never used to love green in your work, even though I wear it very often. It's here, and I love that there are birds in there. So I bought that for that beautiful pink and for the emblems. Here's another piece of embroidery. Just as a comparison, this one's still got its label on. It's 18 New Zealand dollars for this. Now, my friends in Australia, I think we would be going, oh my gosh, that is an unbelievable price, because you can't find things like this. And if you do, they're very expensive. Look at all those beautiful flowers. Just gorgeously done. And the bonus, both sides. So I think that's a piece in itself. That's a start of an artwork. And I would honour that and embellish and collage. I haven't got plans for when I would do that, but yeah, I get to do it twice. Or I could maybe offer that up on my bazaar. Speaking of which, it is going to be a bazaar weekend, not this weekend, the one coming up. Newsletter will come out, I think, on Sunday. And yeah, and give you all the heads up about all the things that are going on. So just if you haven't subscribed, just know that you can do that. Oh gosh, see, I can't stop touching it. All right, my down here today I have a major piece of fabric, and I did take this a little bit away with me to stitch, but now I get to show you the meterage that I've got of this particular fabric. Fantastic for all the things that I love to do, especially in workshops. So that is going to feature heavily in times to come by me sharing it with you. And then when it's done in workshops, or even maybe ahead of workshops, it could go into some bundles. But yeah, isn't that beautiful? Okay, I will. Oh, look what's here. I've got beads, all sorts of things. Okay, I'm doing everything out of order, but that doesn't matter. This is an exquisite set that I found in the vintage shop. Can you see these? I keep thinking, I'm sure I didn't film when I was over there, so I'm hoping this is the first time you've looked. Otherwise, go ahead. Like, it's printed and then been hand hemmed, and look at the backs. And there are so many of them. So there's the baby size and then the big size, 6 of those, and again a centerpiece with a bloom in front of it would be wonderful. Or just the interplay. I just saw this. These were from Fleur's workshop, or our Together workshop, but she brought these along, and there were plenty for everyone. And I've used some of these on my bag, my Nelson tote, and just adore those. So unusual things is probably what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to show you. Oh, I bought this in a kit, in a Fleur kit, where she's taken the cross stitch and the flowers and then dyed that. Just think that is beautiful and a great idea, because many of us have white, and I just think that is special. So many things to show you. Let me keep going over here. Cut work. I adore pieces like this because they harvest, and look, it is stained and worn out, so we know it's been used. Look at those little, that's a beautiful little emblem to harvest. But each of these flowers, so how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, can't count. I'll start there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 around. 3 across the top, 3 on the bottom, and this beautiful shape in between. So glorious as part of a starter bundle. Yeah, in fact, that's what I'm having an idea about now, because they're a hero piece by themselves, let alone all together. Okay, so that's a bit of cut work. This is an exquisite set. I didn't realize at the time how this all belonged together. Look at this as a supper cloth with this beautiful buttery, it probably doesn't show up the right colour on there, but look at this work, and machine done. But let's embrace everything, because we're about textiles. So these beautiful bunches, the little lantern. In fact, I'm working on a piece that I put some lantern pieces on, and in the center, so all the way around, 1, 2, 3, can't count, must be the jet lag. Yeah, 4 of those, and then to go with it, And look, this has been so well loved. You can see the difference in the colouring and some minor stainage. These tiny little bits. So adored those. Okay, let's shoot to something modern now, because I've buried a lot of other things. At the airport in Bangkok, I always go and have a look out because they have very inexpensive things. And this is a beautiful hot pink cashmere with a paisley pattern. So that side with emblems and this side that way. So, and a fringe. So that will be shared around. Look at the yumminess of that colour of the trim. So I got that one. So heaps and heaps. So this is an idea if you, you know, don't have access to fabrics, and I know many of us look in op shops, and keep looking in op shops because this is beautiful to stitch. Beautiful patterns. This one happens to be new, but I probably would have paid more for it in an op shop. So I got that one. And then you need to shield your eyes. This one. And the attraction was, we come across these in time to time in op shops and thrift shops. But for me as a maker with lots of workshops coming up as a maker and as a teacher, look at all of these beautiful emblems. Why am I saying that word and having trouble? But they're all the way along both ends. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each end. And then all these little tiny stars. So just really useful, pretty. I should have counted up because some of my workshops are going to have more than that. But you get the idea. And of course, if you don't like the colour, we stitch over the top of them and paint them. So it's just the embroidery and the textile. That is the thing. Okay, I like flowers in any shape or form. Shall we clean this up? I'm very impressed with how other people tidy their desk. I just shove it into the corners, but actually that is a good reminder of other things I can show you. The lovely cat went into Eclectic and spied some tapestries and got a glorious one ahead of me, and she said there's more, so I went back and they had this one. Now again, if you've been following me for a while, you know how I love to use a tapestry because of, well, the wool, the colour. This one's quite deep and I'd probably work over the top or colour that, but look how many in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the maker would have been very well used to making that pattern by the time they had finished it. Okay. I don't want to bore you with too much of the one thing. Oh, there's a bit of Sarah's emblem there, close to my heart. Okay, this is a bag of absolute treasures. Absolute pure treasure. And I know you think that some of you may think I only like colour. I like everything, and I like this vintage colour so much, and I will return. And in fact, I've got some ideas quite soon for some things with these. Look at this as a collar. It's got stains, and I will wash and soak. But I just, as lace work, absolutely glorious. So I felt I hit the jackpot with some of these pieces. Are you ready? I actually harvested this off to save the weight. These are 2 birds. This was like a supper cloth, I think, or an altar cloth maybe. I don't know whether they would have had things like that on it, but 2 birds. Oh yeah, comes up better actually. Up there, one end and the other end. And as a crocheter, as many of us are, I just so appreciate that filigree. It's in cotton. Just adore. And of course it would have been done, yeah, this way. So following the pattern all the way. Okay, so already treasures that make me gasp. Lots of things to share. This is vintage trim, and what I loved about this is it's one piece with rounded ends, but what I can do is I'll harvest that, but I can make 2 pieces of trim out of this, so I can share it more widely so that many people can get to enjoy that. Yeah, stains again, so a bit of soaking to go on tomorrow in my house. But so much of it. Look at this treasure. Again, that is a hero piece as a whole on a work. Is that not? I wish you were here to feel. Oh, was I off camera? I could have been. Look at that, and the raised crochet. So often you write in and you tell me which bits you love. So if you've seen something that you really love, let me know, because it just helps me. Well, it just helps me feel good that I've shown you something that you love. How's this for they used to cover things with this, and is that not the most upmarket and gorgeous coverer? Look at that lace. There. This was from an estate, and the shop people said they had to get a certain price because of the quality, and I didn't have any qualm, because how often do you come across, and people in Europe probably way more than us down here, down under. Adore. Okay, 2 more pieces. This just makes my heart sing. It must be a mantilla, or I don't know, a veil, but look at the work in this, the tulle, the stains, the individual pieces down the side. Just absolutely glorious. And so I can almost, yeah, I can smell the perfume on it. How amazing is that? So sprigs, and all the way down to the other end where it's repeated. A bit of velvet ribbon there attracting my gaze. Do you agree? Would you have bought that? I just had to. Actually, Fleur was there with me and Bron when we went shopping, so I had their help. So it's always fun to go shopping with others. And of course, I bought the most. But I've just, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. I said to my husband, like, I've been wanting to buy things. I love shopping, and now I can buy for everybody. So I feel like I'm a professional shopper. And I get the thrill of finding them and then sharing them and knowing that they're going all the way around the world again. Now this one, not as, what should I say? It doesn't quite compare to the others, but again, painting, thread painting, all of those sorts of things in there. So how about you just feast your eyes on that? That's Kate in her happy place. In fact, if you look at my very, I think, yes, my very first videos when I first started to stitch, I couldn't use colour because I've been using paper and vintage paper. And yeah, this was my story, still is my story, but at the moment I'm stitching other bits. Okay, I've got, how long are we going here? Gosh, it's a big haul, and I'm not showing you everything. Yeah, I've got one piece de resistance and another. Okay, so gradually into a bit of colour. I also couldn't resist this. I don't know what it is. I think it could be a bedspread. I didn't have time. It was after class one, after the workshop, so we didn't have much time. It's probably not vintage, but look at these textures. So I'm stroking it because it is velvety, and then we have this pattern, and the reverse is also great. The roses blooms can be harvested and give instant texture, so there's definitely enough on here to be being shared. Kate will get chopping. And the braid as well is beautiful. So that is big. I won't get it all out, but it's big and glorious. Okay, now the final piece I'm going to show you is a story. So I mentioned Kat, who went shopping with us in Eclectic, and she found lots of bits, and I went to the counter and I said to the lady, do you mind if have you got any other things around? And she said, look, I've got some things that have come in, they're not priced, but would you like to have a look through? And I said, of course. And long story short, there was just such incredible work. But I'm going to share you the one that just took my breath away. And you're going to know that this was almost meant to be, I believe, on this beautiful journey of mine. We have cross stitch a bird on this tiniest linen. Kristen is doing this, and Missy as well, and they will know more about it than me. So that is enough in itself. It says from the Netherlands, and hello, I know some of you out there will relate to this fine work. But my friends, it's not just that bird. 2, 3, 4. I know you can count, but oh my God, I just can't. 4, 5, 6. Look at the work in them. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and you guessed it, 12. And what I realized is that it's part of a calendar. It came on a beautiful ornate brass hanging, which I've got elsewhere because I had to separate it for the travel and take it with me in my hand luggage. April 1973. So was that done for that year? Was it done ahead? I'm not sure, but and see, I don't quite understand because that's upside down, or maybe, yeah, Okay, so that was the bottom of it, and when you looked on the back, it said April. But can you? And are there 12 because it's 12 months? And are they significant to the month? You may know more than me. I just, I just can't believe how beautiful they are. And the stitching and the work and the sunshine of it. It's just made my day, and I hope it's made yours. So there we are, blessed beyond measure by being able to travel, to meet wonderful people, and to bring things and collect and curate. That's what I have said that I like to do. I'm eclectic, and like, you know, and I'm not unique. I'm not saying I'm not the only, by no means am I the only person who does that. We all do it. But I'm just feeling very, very blessed to be able to come home and not only have bought it, but to have you to share it with me. So thank you so much for being with me in my nest. I certainly feel nesty. I've got lots of things to play with and find new homes for. And my next job, oh, I didn't show you that. Some of my favourite pansies. Oh, did Rosemary, maybe you? I'm not sure. I'm getting mixed up. But, you know, I've got gifts as well in here. And this one as well. Barbara says some of you. It may be. That's a bird on the flowers. Oh, such joy. Such joy. You know, it reminds us of how much we love to hold things. So I'm holding you in my hearts with, yeah, that sounds a bit soppy, but it's true. I better get off. I'm just so happy to be home. Thank you so much for your care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.